Peace family. So I'm back with another one. Today what I wanted to do is I wanted to talk to my chosen ones about how they have to hide you. They have to hide you. It's mandatory that they hide you, that you don't get to go around certain places and spaces with them. It's mandatory that they don't share you as a being. It's mandatory that they don't share any of your knowledge, content, information, any of your arts and crafts that you do. It's mandatory for them not to share you. And what kind of dove me into this subject today was just kind of understanding, like, when they tend to share us, whatever kind of work we're doing, whether you're a painter, a drawer, you like to give knowledge, whatever the field is you're doing, a huge reason why they cannot share you is because it shines a light on them and how shitty of a being they are. And it also makes them feel shameful about the work that they're not putting in and all of their evil, ill intentions that they have towards people around them. That light shines brighter than theirs. You know what I mean? So this has been like a tricky process, but like when you understand your handlers that you have, it becomes a lot easier to process. You know what I mean? So like, I was just diving in, just doing some processing, because sometimes if I don't have anything like happening in real life time, like immediately for me to kind of dive into and reflect, I dive into my own past and in my own life. I lived a long life and I've been through a lot of stuff. So I remember one situation where, like, I had started doing the music thing before I started doing this, what I'm doing now, and my Godcast. I was just doing music before. And I remember how difficult it was for any of my siblings or my mom, peers, anybody who like said they fuck with me on that level, how hard it was for them to even fathom sharing my work. You know what I mean? And it really hits different when you transition from material objects to trying to be a source of fuel to help feed people. You know what I mean? So let's say that my family or them, they didn't like the music. Cool. The tangible physical item has been placed over here. I still work on those, but let's just place them over here. Once I started doing the Godcast, I brought co-hosts on, which I reached out to them to do that. And I also had a bunch of guests on, which I brought most of them, and then my co-hosts helped bring a few of them on. It didn't get more direct and specific until I started giving the knowledge and information this way with just me up front. And I had a bunch of avenues previously open that was not getting acknowledged. So when I get to this space of the universe, like, you know what, you've been fighting this fight for a long time, we're gonna crack some avenues open for you, so that way you know that, you know what I'm saying, you got a lot of good energy behind you. You know what I'm saying? That is pushing you, that is motivating you outside the creator. You know what I'm saying? Because this space wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not one of them people that make it seem like, oh, I do it all by myself. That's a damn lie. None of us do. It's cool if you feel that way, but that's not the reality. But I understood them to a certain degree once I got to round 3. See, round 1 was the beats. Round 2 was the Godcast. The spiritual knowledge and enlightenment is the round 3. You know what I mean? And this avenue makes more sense for them not to want to share and do these things, right? So I don't get too mad about that. Like, I put myself out there, and then they also get put out there for being a part of my story. You know what I'm saying? And because of the life they walk. If you didn't walk a demonic life, then you wouldn't be shamed, mad, angry, upset, or feeling some certain type of way about putting helpful information out there or your experiences to the universe so people can learn and do better themselves in the spaces that they're in. But getting to this space and understanding, like, I named those 3 so I can give the example of one day I was randomly on social media, Facebook to be exact. I'm hardly ever up there. And I probably should be on my business page more, but I just hardly ever use it, you know. I get up there for a second. Facebook does what it does, you know. It always has to create some kind of emotional, like, situation. You know, so I see my aunt, which is my sperm donor sister, she had posted a picture of him, talking about some congratulations on your raise or your new promotion or some shit like that. And I had seen, like, it had, like, some comments and some likes. Over 20, 30 likes on it, right? It probably had more than 40, 50. I'm just saying, it was enough likes on there to where it could have put anybody else's name up front, but instead it shows my mom's name up front, liking the post. And I just kept thinking to myself, damn, it's been all these years, this nigga ain't never been around. And because of the playbook she uses, she's allowed to acknowledge him getting a promotion, which he didn't even put the post up. My aunt put the post up, and she just liked it, acknowledging it. But she's on all of her children's pages. Either she's snooping or she's liking. You know what I'm saying? She don't like shit on my pages. She'll go through and snoop, but she not. I ain't mad at it either. It is what it is. But it had made me go back in and process just the concept of how they use the playbooks and why they are not allowed to do anything that's in like a positive, productive light around you or with you, and why they are not allowed to share your energy. You know what I mean? Like, I got people who, they still work on music, they do their thing, you know what I'm saying? But they have the people around them who will not share their music, you know what I'm saying? They'll post all day on social media, but they won't reshare the damn posts. You know what I'm saying? Like, let alone like in real lifetime, you're not handing out none of their business cards. I'm pretty sure you're not telling other people to tap into their music. You know what I'm saying? Or tap into their artwork or tap into their jewelry making. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, it forces and is more confirmation on the demonic playbook. Because in my eyes, it's like, if you cannot say that you're a good person, you know, which I don't even like that. That's why I always like to say, just moving with the creator, moving with the demons, because all your intentions isn't always going to be good, because they'll be good to you, but in other beings' eyes, it won't be good to them. You know what I mean? So let's say like you ran a red light, but your intentions was good because you knew you had to be somewhere immediately, the time and blah, blah, blah. But then to somebody else, they had to slam on their brakes, and that kind of wasn't in a good light to them as they would try to perceive it. You know what I'm saying? Not taking into account that you, your own entity, you live in your own life. You're not intentionally on this road ripping and running to kind of piss people off. You're just trying to get from your point A to your point B. So understanding these things, man, I had a talk with somebody else last night, and it's just like they started going to college and like doing all of these other things that was kind of help build them up into a better being, character, person, blah, 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 blah. You know, and then the person beside them had decided to start doing other things to kind of put a big halt and a hindrance in their process, which made them have to reroute their whole thing and what they're doing. And to me, it's always like, if we're around each other, like, if I ain't beefing with you, then 10 times out of 10, I fuck with you. You know what I'm saying? So I wouldn't be around people that I don't vibe with. Like, only time I'm around beings that I don't vibe with is if I'm at stores or like I'm at one of my build jobs. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I understand that I'm going to these places for a transaction. So anything that transpires in between there, I got to be prepared and aware at all times. You know what I mean? But for them to share your light, no matter what you're doing, it puts them in a space of having to reflect and look at themselves. That's what it does. It forces them to go to that space. And for some reason, it's a whole parking lot out here. And, you know, it's kind of like the way the system is set up. You will have yourself more frustrated focusing on people individually. It makes it a lot easier focusing your energy on beings when you are able to distinguish them in this playbook and put them in this playbook. But when you just try to keep everything open for perspective, and then you just saying, oh, okay, oh, this is just them, this is how they are, this is what they do, we're just people, this doesn't have a role, that doesn't have a role, that's what's going to keep things more complicated. That's going to make things more confusing. It's just going to make things like more chaotic and less order. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I do like to identify things. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I wouldn't care how somebody identified me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I grew up in Western society as a brown male. I've been identified my whole goddamn life. So it's weird when I hear all these talking points with white women, white males, different cultures, speaking of all these weird ass talking points and the transgenders and all this shit. Like, bitch, I've been brown my whole life. I didn't have a choice on whether I was going to be brown or not. You had a choice on what you was going to do. Either you want to fill a male role or you don't want to fulfill a male role. Either you want to fulfill a female role or you don't want to fulfill a female role. Being able to use the playbooks will help you from having to go to page 500 to see what they're saying and to comprehend their perspective and where they're coming from and why they are operating like this in your energy. You know what I mean? So for me, I know that anybody that's using that demonic playbook, I know all the witchy shit that comes with it. And I know the extreme measures that they are willing to go through to destroy you, to belittle you, to pick their self up higher. Just a numerous of things that they do that is really disgusting. So it's a numerous of reasons why they cannot share you. They cannot share you. And I don't mean your physical vessel, but we know we got some beings who will try to own you like a piece of property. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe women should follow man, you know, your husband, your leader, whatever it is. But I don't believe that they should try to own you like a piece of property. You know what I'm saying? Like, as long as you under my provision and my protection, then it's going to be my rules. You know, we can make some compromises in between there. But if you don't like the rules, then you can go do your own thing. And you can try to provide and security and provisions and all of these things for yourself. You don't have to be in this space right here. You know what I mean? But it's not no dictatorship, but you have to have a leader. If you see, every animal out here has a head and then the body follows. Natural law is huge. You know what I mean? So just understanding like a lot of these things that's happening out here and why a lot of beings will not be able to share you or your light. You know what I'm saying? You even notice some people won't even take you certain places or invite you to certain locations because they know how your light is going to outshine their energy. And they know that you compensate for all the gossip and the drama that comes because here you come with more productive, insightful conversations. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people say they want to have somebody be able to stimulate their mind. But then once your mind starts getting stimulated, you don't even know, you almost like a new person on their first time drinking alcohol. It like throws your whole body and algorithms off balance. You know what I mean? And you ever remember drinking alcohol for your first time? That's how it is when you pour into some of these people that say they want this knowledge and information, and then they getting all drunk off of it and they got the goggles on and then they're misinterpreting and taking things wrong because they aren't using the right intentions from the right playbook. You know what I mean? It's numerous of reasons why they will not share you. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of them around me could say that, oh, well, you always talking shit. That's what a lot of people in my personal space, it used to be in my personal space, used to say, oh, you just up there talking shit. Well, you go up there and talk shit and see what the creator sets up for you. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't really been walking that life, the people will know. I don't know why people make it seem like all the bots just have all the control. The bots do have some control. But the people will know. That's why a lot of people are afraid of getting in front of the camera and putting themselves out there because they don't want people to be able to look in their eyes, read their energy, be able to judge them by their flaws or whatever they don't like about themselves, you know what I'm saying? Just a numerous plethora of things that will go into there, you know what I'm saying? But when you moving with God and the Creator, like, you just get unmovable power. Like, they really have to work us down to our last limbs to get us to that space to where we feel like we in the sunken space, you know what I'm saying? Or we feel like we done got a little frustrated with we putting in all this work, and then, you know, we giving time and energy to the people around us, but then they not even giving us no credit for the work that we putting in outside of mingling with them just for regular conversations, you know what I'm saying? Because you know that you give life and energy to them. You know that you big them up. You know what I'm saying? You know that you compliment them. And you know that you willing to share them as a being, and then everything else that comes with that. You know what I mean? But I ain't want to run up too long, you know what I'm saying? The playbook is going to stop them from sharing you. Your love, your light, your energy, your vibration, frequencies, you know what I'm saying? Any kind of materialized 3D products you done whipped up, you know what I'm saying? Or even just acknowledging the fact that, hey, you used to always shit in your diapers. Now you don't shit in your diapers anymore, and you actually figured out how to build diapers to market. You know what I'm saying? Like, we come long ways to still be engaging with certain beings who are just not gonna hold you to any validity. You know what I'm saying? But tapping everything down below. They not sharing us. It's our job to put that work in. You know what I'm saying? Peace and love to the kings and queens.